Dawson, in his story, tells us about his own personal experience of the asylum system and how that's impacted on him and his wider family over almost a decade. Despite everything that he's been through, he remains optimistic, and my own reflection for policing is that he talks about how big a difference the policing response to the refugee community can make.
Hi, my name is Dawson. I came from, sorry. How am I going to put it though? Because if I say things like trauma, or I don't know how to specify that. I'm here because of abuse, or because it's very complex to see all these things. They all come in one together. My name is Dawson. I came from South Africa to Belfast in 2014. I was not alone. I came with my mother and my sister. Living here has had its ups and downs and difficulties. We moved here as asylum seekers. Me and my family seek refuge, a better life, as many would put it, since we came from struggles and difficult times. But that was not the case. Undergoing the asylum process, there's been a lot of difficulties and challenges we had to come across. There was a lot of mistreatment involved. For those who are in control of your life, you don't really have many choices. You're told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But I try to keep my mind as clear as possible for the sake of my family. My mom was always worried what's going to happen next. She was always anxious. There was a lot of despair at home. She had hope, but yet she was still unsure whether her thoughts and what's going to happen to us in the future. Being an asylum seeker was difficult because we were only given limited options in terms of not being able to work. We received a certain amount of money every week. The money was shared amongst us all. Going through all this, I was going to school. I did experience some kind of discrimination, but I didn't really make it a thing, like a stigma, and I didn't try to explore upon it too much because this is to be expected living in the world. But it really played a huge game in my mind. It made me rethink who I was and why I was born this way. So I started to feel different about myself. We were having family problems at home at the same time. I'm guessing it's all the past trauma that we brought over with us, Our minds were not at peace, but we were striving for it regardless. My sister was barely talking, and no one really was sharing their experiences outside of the home. But as time went by, things began to flow, but we were still living under the policy and the rules of not being able to do this and that, including work. We weren't allowed to work. I wanted to live a life like any other person, but that's not the case. A lot of opportunity has left me because I couldn't go through with the things I wanted to do because of the circumstances I was undergoing, which I'm still currently undergoing. This cycle of confusion. Going under the asylum process, it lays a lot of opportunity for bewilderment. There's even things that happen in my personal life, like walking down the street, being looked at in a certain way, and then you as that person having all this experience, you have the idea that you should brush it off, it's nothing, you should accept it. There's a lot of anger and hatred that builds within you while you're believing that that's the case. I don't know. Immigrants aren't really treated as greatly as you think they are. Because they always assume, they'll be treated different, they'll get this, they'll get that. They don't know where that person came from, they just see it as, here we go, an opportunity taken from me. That's how they see it, but they don't know the reason behind why that person's there. They only, they view it how they want to view it. I'll be minding my own business and people just come and say stupid things. For example, I'll be just minding my own business. Maybe my friends go and get a drink. While I'm standing there waiting for them to come back, some person approaches me and says something offensive and they expect me to be okay with it. Like they would say, the N-word a lot for no reason. So I just tell them, just leave me alone. And then they would get upset because I'm not reciprocating. When I go home that night, I don't even tell my friends this because honestly, what are they going to do? What difference will it make, right? But you're provoking someone else for no absolute reason, and you expect them to be okay with whatever you say. That's what happens. Life is just not the same like it is for everybody else. when people secretly dislike you, for example, the constant stares and the racism, I don't know how else to put that, but I've been fed up with it for a long time, and I came to just find a way to deal with it quietly, which is to possibly walk away from the situation. All I have to say is, I don't think you should judge a person based on what you see, because you don't know anything. I don't think you'd walk the distance they've walked, because it's completely two different people, what they've gone through and what they're about to go through. I think we should respect each other, and if you don't like somebody, just keep clear of them, because there's this thing that when a lot of people dislike somebody, they want to prove why they dislike them, they want to do something about it. It could lead to a very dangerous outcome. So please respect from a distance. As I'm continuing my life living here in Belfast, I look to the PSNI not just as people who are enforcing law, but the protectors of our civilization, and having their support and respect will give us a better opportunity. When I say us, I'm referring to refugees, to transform this place into a better version of it. And there will lie a lot of stories of hope and new beginnings for all communities. What I'd say to those people in a similar situation is that don't lose hope, don't lose your soul along the way through the struggle. Remain strong as best as you can. Eventually, hope will find you.